Not too bad. How about you? Oh, I love watching the racing. This is just an extra way for me to do it. Being here, being able to see it, it's a lot of fun.
Well, and you told us last week that this is absolutely something that you wanted to try out, and this is a great way for you to get your feet wet and see just how to do it.
Yeah, last race was certainly a thriller. Let's see if this one will live up to the standard.
Well, we definitely have a couple of new names in this season anyway. Michael Steele, I do believe Logan Tackett has raced with the RMRL before, but they definitely haven't raced yet this season. And Michael had a pretty solid grip on that Lanier race right up until the last couple laps when you managed to sneak around him and steal the win away. But right now, Michael on the top of that leaderboard as far as our lap time goes. He's got the fastest lap at a 15.9. Tim Ruark, someone we don't really talk about at the top end of that leaderboard, sitting second though. Not too far behind him, a 9.79.
Yeah, I was talking to Michael earlier in the week. He usually joins us Wednesdays with the street stocks. He said he wasn't really comfortable in these cars, but I think he's lying just a little bit. We're gonna have to see how he does tonight.
Absolutely, he's definitely mentioned in the post race interview last race there that he's looking forward to next week. He seems to be quite partial to Huset Speedway for the dirt race, and he figures he's got a very strong shot at taking that win away from you. So,
It'll be very interesting to see.
but right now we are 10 seconds remaining in this practice session. All the cars have pulled off the track. They all seem to be pretty happy with what they have now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see how they do in the heats.
Yeah, we should split off into two heat races with about 5 cars per race. It looks like we got 10 cars in tonight's race, so that's awesome to see the car count starting to come up.
Certainly.
And just like with the dirt race here, the heats are drawn by pill, randomly by NASCAR or by iRacing here. Heat race number 1 will determine the inside starting lineup, and heat race number 2 will determine the outside.
Yep. Pill draw, the way most local short tracks do it around the United States. I myself have been screwed over a few times by the pill draw.
Absolutely, and we have our cars starting to line up for heat race number 1 right now. Logan Tackett there grabbing that lucky pill draw number 1. Starting pole position in heat race number 1 with Ray Andrews. Ray with a very popular win last week. Coming kind of out of nowhere, taking the victory, starting on that outside row. Then we got Michael
Yeah,
Steele, Daniel Northcutt, 3rd and 4th. Matt Moreau in 5th there to round out our 5-car field.
I may be wrong, but I believe Logan put in the most laps at practice with around 70. So hopefully that practice will pay off for him in this heat.
Logan definitely was doing a lot of laps there. There was quite a bit of time where he was the only car actually on track. I don't know if he was trying to see what the tire wear was going to feel like on that car or where that car would transition handling wise, but he definitely took every ounce of practice he could get.
Yep. I believe the pace car will be going off next lap. We're going to have to see how him and Ray do.
Absolutely, we're going 1 to green this time by. Pace car will pull off as they come through 3 and 4 and leave the field in the hands of that number 6 car. Does look like he's running a 78 Furniture Row paint scheme, but he is on our scoreboard, the number 6 car.
Yeah, we'll have to get that fixed before next Tuesday.
As we have the pace car pulling down to the pit road, early green flag. Tackett hard on that throttle. Ray slipping back a little bit. Michael Steele looking to sneak up past. Ray going to try to settle in for 3rd, but Matt Moreau down on that bottom, making sure Ray can't get down. As we see Ray catch a little bit of the outside wall that time down the front straightaway. going to have to give up third position to Matt Moreau, pull into fourth. It looks like Northcutt did not start the race for some reason. We'll have to settle for fifth place as we see Matt Moreau getting sideways going around.
That's unfortunate for Matt. You saw him taking the real low line those past couple laps. Maybe his tires just haven't warmed up enough yet.
One did not quite see. Ray seems to have held up. I wonder if maybe there wasn't some contact between Ray and Matt Moreau here. No cautions under or in the heat races, so these boys are just going to have to deal with sitting this far back. At the front of the pack right now, Michael Steele has moved up into the lead. Just ahead of Logan Tackett, Matt Moreau, Ray Andrews, quite a ways back now. They're sitting about 3-4 seconds off our leader. As you see, Michael's got a solid lead over Logan Tackett, almost a full second right now, coming to 2 laps to go.
Yeah, Michael had a really solid heat race win in the dirt side. Hopefully he'll be able to go back to back.
Yeah, and right now, looking at the last laps, Michael, the last couple laps, the only car down in the 15-second range. That time by across the line, taking white flag, he was a 15.8 or 15.90. Everyone else is over 16 seconds. As he comes through turn 4 for the final time, he will take pole position for our feature race. Winning heat race number 1, the 5-car of Michael Steele. Logan Tackett rounding in second, Matt Moreau, Ray Andrews rounding out the top 4. And Daniel Northcutt, not starting the heat race, will take the last row on the inside. As we are now starting to line up our second of our 2 heat races here. Take a look at our starting grid. Dale Wiggins on pole position with Austin Strang on his outside. Austin having shown quite a bit of speed since his debut here in the Rusty Misfits Rookie Mini Stocks. We got Mick Olsen in third with Tim Rourke outside of him. Don't forget, Tim was second fastest in that practice session. Starting tail end Charlie here, league owner, one of the main admins here for the Rusty Misfits Racing League, Dean Qualley. Don't count that 17 car out yet though. Just because he's starting this deep in this heat race, he's got a few laps. He can work his way up there.
Yeah, the 17 is really good at making those passes, so we're going to have to see how far he can climb.
Well, and one thing that I've noticed talking with Dean post-race and talking about how the car felt and how things looked, that 17 driver, and it doesn't matter if it's Dean or Jackson behind the wheel, those guys are masters at maintaining pace and saving tire.
Yeah, I've raced with Dean a few times on asphalt. By about halfway through the race, he has me beat. He's able to save tires like no other.
Yeah, I've never understood how you can save that much tire and keep that kind of lap time in the car, but Dean knows something, and he's kind of reluctant to try to share that secret. But you see the pace car pulling off. Green flag in the air for that 88 car, Dale Wiggins. Dale with a good start there. Mick Olsen right on his back bumper, pushing him past Austin Strang. Austin strung out on that outside line. Dean already up 2 positions, taking third place away. Dean not wasting any time trying to get every ounce of track position he can get, but Austin Strang managing to hold on to 4th, sneak down in front of that 44 car. Dale Wiggins at the front. He is one of our few race winners on this season, even on the asphalt side. Dean Qualley right now the winningest driver with 3 wins out of 5 races. Dale Wiggins, Ray Andrews, the other 2 lucky enough to get a W. Dean, however, has moved up into second. He is now looking to reel in that 88 car. 5 laps remaining to do so. Got Tim Ruark here, Austin Strang racing hard, bumper to bumper. Ruark managing to get ahead of that 44 car. Olofsson having issues back at the back of this pack. From a good starting spot to dead last rate at the moment, unfortunately, for that 21. Look at this, 2 laps to go. Dean's not that far off that back bumper. Dale appearing to have connection issues. He disappeared for a little bit there that lap. But white flag in the air. Hopefully Dale can get back out there, have that connection issue finished or fixed for the feature. You definitely don't want to do that if you're out the front of the pack like he is right now, coming to the checkered flag.
I did not see where he finished. Was he given the win?
Right now my scoring is showing Dale in 4th, Dean Qualley with the win. I'm not quite sure how iRacing's going to score that if his connection popped out as he crossed the line. Unofficially, we'll say Dale won that heat race. But if iRacing scores it that way, will remain to be seen. And it does appear so. If we look at our starting grid, Michael Steele is on pole position by virtue of winning heat race number 1. Dale Wiggins is being scored in 2nd place, so that means iRacing said he won that heat. Logan Tackett, Dean Qualley will be starting 3rd and 4th in row number 2. Matt Moreau in that 38 Dodge Avenger will be starting inside of Tim Ruark in row number 3. Ray Andrews in that lucky number 13 car, starting inside of row number 4 with Austin Strang outside of him. Daniel Northcutt in that 77 will be bringing up the last row, row number 5 in 9th, with Mick Olofsson not having a good heat race, be starting in 10th. Now, Hunter, these guys get 75 laps to figure this out. What do you think the ultimate game plan should be here?
I think you're going to have to plan for a little long run speed, but you're also going to have to be wary of some cautions. This is one of the shorter asphalt tracks on the schedule, and one of the highest car counts we have seen. Just earlier tonight, we went to Lanier, another 3rd mile around that length kind of track with a similar car field, and there were 5 or 6 cautions, if I recall. So you're going to have to really time these restarts perfectly and manage your tires.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to beat your car up too soon. These guys don't have fast repairs, so any damage you cause the car, you got to live with, as the green flag is in the air for our leader, Michael Steele. Good start on that in both the first 2 rows. Fairly even going into turn 1. Michael Steele edging ahead of Wiggins. Wiggins able to slot down ahead of that 6 and 17. They're still side by side for 3rd. Wiggins looking to try to get down and take the lead away from Steele and make a little bit of contact right there.
Dale is being very aggressive on the start, trying to give Michael the old bump and run. Doesn't seem to be working for him, though. He is losing ground to the 17 and the 78.
Yeah, Dale definitely making contact a little bit there. Steele able to hold control of that car, not give that 88 the satisfaction of moving out of the way. But now we got that 17 car on the march. He's finally cleared that 6 of Logan Tackett for 3rd. Now right on that back bumper of that 88 car. Got a car going around here. Looks like Tim Ruark. No caution yet. Mick Olofsson holding up, and there is the yellow. Let's take a look at all the dirt instant replay. Ruark gets a little bottlenecked up, and then Mick makes a little bit of contact and just kind of pinballs from there and turns that 44 all the way around. But Mick, being the sportsman, pulls off to the side and waits for that 44 to get turned back around and lets him have the position back.
Yeah, that's what I really like about this league. Everybody is sportsmanship first.
Absolutely. We got a bunch of very respectful drivers in this league. It doesn't seem to matter what series you're in, whether it's the ARCA, whether it's the mini stocks, whether it's the street stocks, or the dirt car series. These guys all seem to be very respectful of how they race each other week in and week out. But
Michael with that early lead, but it is going to be taken away. With that caution, Dale is now right alongside him.
absolutely. Caution laps do count in this race, I do believe. We are now 7 laps into this race. I do think you might have hit the nail on the head there. We might have a couple of cautions to play with this race. And the other thing too, if I'm Michael Steele, I'm a little worried about that car in my rear view mirror now. We know that 17 has pace.
That top 4 all has some really good pace. I think we're in for a real good battle here.
Absolutely, as it appears the lights on the pace car have gone off, which do indicate to the drivers that we are 1 lap to go. Pace car will pull off the track coming through 3 and 4 this time, and we will go back green flag racing. And so far every restart's been almost as soon as that pace car has kind of hooked it left. Green flag in the air. Pretty solid start on that outside from that 88, but he's not going to have the momentum going into turn 1 and 2. Dean Qualley on the inside of that 88. Dale had him cleared for a moment, but Qualley able to stick his nose down there, move that 88 up onto that higher line, and that higher line, it may come in later in the race, but it doesn't seem to have any speed at the moment. So we see Dale Wiggins fighting right now to try to maintain some position here.
Then you've got the 78 of Logan Tackett. He is looking to capitalize on each other's mistakes.
Absolutely. You see Dale Wiggins able to slot in just ahead of that 78. Was not going to let him get that inside line that easily. Kind of stopped the bleeding there at third. But right now we got... Ooh, and we got contact behind here. The 88 going around, catching
Heavy
a bunch
contact.
of cars.
Dale and Matt Moreau stuck in the wall. We have Matt Moreau upside down outside of turn 3.
Caution flag will come back out for the safety crew to come clear that wreck up. Let's take a look at that instant replay from all the dirt. It comes through the corner, get onto the back straightaway there. The 78 looks to the bottom. Dale tried to block the move, gets into him. They go side by side, and Dale just starts pinballing everywhere. And a very weird roll from that 38 car, like very slow motion, slow speed rollover.
That may be the slowest rollover I have seen here.
But unfortunately, that's going to mean that that 38 car is going to have to tow into pit road. That's going to cost them some time, put them a lap or 2 down. And hopefully, with any luck there, they do not have severe damage. So we see the 88 working back up to where he was before that caution came out. And we see a little bit of displeasure there. The 88 getting into the side of that 78. I don't think race control, if we had any, is going to be too happy. There might be a little bit of talking after this race is done between these drivers and our league admins.
Yeah, 88 clearly not happy with what went down in the entrance to turn 3.
No, it was a fair move on that 78 car's part to move down to try to get that position on the 88. The 88 tried to defend that move, and yeah, it's really at the end of the day, it was a racing deal. No real fault on either part, just aggressive racing. As we see the lights on the pace car are off once again, we're about to go back green flag racing. Michael Steele, Dean Qualley still the top 2. Green flag back in the air. Steele with a good restart that time on the inside. Dean Qualley not able to get rolling quite as fast as the guys were able to the last time. But Qualley able to get in, down, and just ahead of that 78 car, holding on to second place. Got Mick Olsen working his way back up into the top 5 right now. Sitting on the outside right now of Ray Andrews. Ray trying to take that position back away, take 4th. take 4th place for himself. Got Dale Wiggins, the big loser in that last exchange. Almost looks like his car might be hurt, not running the lap times that he was before. About a second
more
back.
Damage for that 88. He may have to pit for damage.
Absolutely, and Austin Strang not having a very good run considering the speed that he has shown the last couple of weeks. Right now, you still have Michael Steele, Dean Qualley at the front of this pack. Steele able to open up about a 4/10 of a second lead over that 17 car. How much you want to bet, though, that Dean, he's just kind of biding his time and saving some tire right now?
Oh, I can almost guarantee it. It is going to be a long race tonight. I guarantee we see a few more cautions before the halfway point. All you have to do is save it for that last 10 to 15 laps and push as hard as you can.
Absolutely, and we know Dean is really good at doing that. As we're watching this battle here between the 78 of Logan Tackett and the 13 of Ray Andrews. Tackett slid wide a couple of laps ago, I believe in turn 1 and 2 there. Ray tried to take advantage of that little slip, but was not quite able to get his bumper down underneath that 78 car. Can't afford to screw around too much though, because he's going to have that 21 knocking on his back bumper before long. As we see Ray taking another little peek there coming down the back straightaway. He is working all over that back bumper of that 78 car. And you know, sometimes you got to do just what Ray is doing there. Just kind of weave the car back and forth that little bit in the rear view mirror of the car ahead of you. Make that guy think you've got the run, even if you don't. You know, sometimes it's just about playing those mind games.
Ray's trying to fill up his mirrors as much as possible. All he needs is one mistake from the 78 and he will take 3rd.
Absolutely, and he's doing a very good job. He is getting that car down, and Logan seems to be having issues getting that car to stick on that yellow line. And it is allowing that 13 car to close up on him. Ray last week, if you guys tuned in, Ray was over the moon at the end of the race. He was probably one of the happiest winners I think I've ever interviewed post-race. But we don't get many opportunities to talk about that 13 driver at the front of this pack the way he's been driving the last couple of weeks.
Looks like the field is mostly mellowed out now.
Yep.
Trying to conserve their tires after 2 back-to-back cautions involving multiple cars.
Absolutely, this is the closest battle on the track that we're watching right now. Ray Andrews, Logan Tackett. Ray looking to be a little bit higher that time through 3 and 4. You got Mick Olofsson not too far behind these two, looking to try to take advantage of maybe Ray pulling that 78 off the preferred line. Taking a look back at the front of this pack though, Michael Steele still has that lead just ahead of Dean Qualley. Looking at the lap times, so the last time by, the top 3 ran the identical laps, the 16.21. But even just kind of watching the last lap times, the last few laps there, they are very close. Michael and Dean, again, running identical laps, 16.17s.
I'm not for sure, but I think Dean is trying to bide his time, hoping for another caution. Trying not to push his tires and trying to keep him as cool as possible.
I think you almost have it right there. He's biding his time, making sure he's got the tire for that last push at the end. Basically just pacing the leader enough to keep tabs with him. But right now, you got Ray Andrews looking to the inside there. Almost a little bit of a kiss. Just enough to move that 78 up and out of the way. Was not able to keep the momentum on that lower line to get inside. Ray definitely faster than that 78 car, just not quite able to get that position.
Ray's being real aggressive trying to get this pass, and it's allowing 21 Mick Olofsson to close that gap.
Yeah, we got a three-way battle right now for third. Logan Tackett has it. Ray Andrews, Mick Olofsson both won it. As we look at Mick trying to get to the inside of that 13 car, and is successful this time. Down the back straightaway, just has his bumper there. That's going to give him the position going into turn 3. Ooh, door slamming going into one. But look at that gap it opened up back up to Logan Tackett there between Mick and Logan. Just that little bit of side-by-side action slowed them down enough.
Logan must be breathing a sigh of relief. He's got a little bit of a gap, and Mick and Ray are still going head-to-head aggressively.
Absolutely. We also got a battle back here. Dale Wiggins trying to recover from an earlier incident. Side by side with the 33 car of Lawson Strang. Ray moving up a position, maybe? Holding it a little bit low. That's going to hurt the momentum a little bit, but he is just edging ahead of that 33. We also have that 38 Dodge Avenger Matt Moreau back out on track as we... Dean Qualley is in pits. This is a turn of advantage, or turn of events. I'm not quite sure what happened. Let's see if we can catch it on the replay here. He just drove down pit road and parked it.
That is not something I expected from Dean. I thought he was waiting for another caution. Maybe he thinks this race is going to go green.
Yeah, I am not sure. It doesn't even appear that Matt or Dean is even on track. It looks like he pulled right off and got out of the car. But that is going to give Michael Steele the biggest lead we've seen so far. 2.3 seconds ahead of second place, who's now Logan Tackett. Tackett and Mick Olofsson, the big recipients on that, moves both of them up into the last two podium positions. As we have a little bit of wall contact there from that 21 car. It's going to kill his momentum. It's going to allow that 13 to look to the inside. Ray not quite able to get his bumper down there. Ray trying his best to race as cleanly as possible with that 21, but I'm seeing there's only so much patience to go around.
Yeah, Ray is making the 21 work really hard for that last podium spot.
One huge factor with these short track races is, especially tracks like this where there's one preferred line, and if you can hold that line, the guy behind you can be 1 or 2 seconds faster, and they just can't get around you if you keep that line covered. And it takes using that bumper sometimes to move that car ahead of you out of your way, as you see Ray trying to use the bumper, but also trying not to wreck the 21 doing so.
Hickory is just one of those tracks where it takes several laps to make a pass on somebody. You really have to wear them down.
Absolutely. And right now, like, Michael Steele out over a 1 second lead. That gap has been shrinking slowly. His lap times the last few laps have not been anywhere near as fast as those behind him. Almost a second slower that last time by. Logan Tackett running a 16.5 to Michael Steele's 17.6. "20 laps remain in this race right now. And at the moment, our biggest battle is right here for third place between Mick and Ray. Tim Ruark, however, he's slowly kind of getting back into this picture. 17 laps to go. Michael Steele now out to a 2.18 second lead. He has once again reopened that lead up over Logan Tackett. Ray Andrews still all over the back bumper of that 21 car.
He is getting really impatient. He is putting everything out on the track, trying to get past 21.
Well, the laps are winding down. 15 to go, coming to 14. Ray wants to get that final podium position. He can't afford to be too patient here. He's got that 44 slowly reeling these two in. And now Mick has pulled away a little bit. Opened that gap up to about 4 car lengths. Mick Olofsson still holding steady there in third. Kind of looks like he might actually be reeling in Tackett just a little bit as he washes high through the turns 3 and 4. That's definitely not going to help his lap times much.
Ray is losing even more time to Tim. I think he's just overheated his tires too much, trying to get past Mick.
That is quite possible. He was doing everything he could to try to get that 21 up and out of the preferred line. Racing hard like that, diving into the corner, is going to warm those tires up and take away what they have for grip. So Michael Steele still extending that lead. As you see, he's put the 38 car of Matt Moreau one more lap down there, now 6 behind. But now over 3 second lead back to Logan Tackett in second.
Michael now has 2 lap cars as a buffer between him and second. It's going to take a lot for the 78 to catch back up to him.
Absolutely. And with the gap that he has right now, 3 seconds and opening, 8 laps remaining in this race, Tackett's going to have to hope for a miracle, either a caution or Michael to make a mistake for there to be any realistic chance for him to fight for that win right now. Ray Andrews, though, he has been closing that gap back up to that 21. But he has that 44 all over his back bumper as well. You see right there, though, Mick not able to paint that yellow line quite as well. That allowed that 13 car to close right in. You see 44 taking a dive into the corner, almost catching that back bumper of Ray Andrews.
The 44 has much fresher tires. Ray's going to have to hold on if he wants to keep his 4th place position.
5 laps remaining in this race. Mick Olofsson in that last podium position. Ray Andrews, Tim Ruark are there trying to fight for it. As you see, Ruark using every inch of available racetrack. No rule saying you can't go below that yellow line and use that apron, but you are taking a risk by dropping your tires below that yellow line.
The yellow line, a little bit of a shorter distance around the track, but that comes at the cost of some grip. I've seen a lot of drivers try to make a move and end up spinning themselves out.
Well, and there's a lot of debris, a lot of rubber marbles down there, and you get those on your tire, it's just like driving on ice. As we see Mick Olofsson way out. White flag in the air. Mick Olofsson way outside. Let both the 13 and the 44 go by as we see contact coming out of 4 for the 3rd place. Tim Ruark inside. Just sneaking away with that 3rd place there. Ray Andrews trying to get back inside of him. Not able to do it, but at the front, Michael Steele with the win in style. Way ahead of 2nd place Logan Tackett. Tim Ruark holding on for that final podium position just ahead of Ray Andrews. Mick Olofsson rounding out our top 5. Austin Strang, I do believe, may have just fallen a lap down just ahead of Matt Moreau. Dale Wiggins, Dean Qualley out of the race. Daniel Northcutt didn't even start, so Well, now we just gotta wait for the top three to finish up with their picture on the front straightaway, and for them to come up into the broadcast booth. Hunter, what did you think of that race?
Tonight was definitely a tale of two halves. The first half of the race was filled with cautions. You really had to time your restarts perfectly. The second half was one giant green flag run. Your tires from the first half definitely depended and determined how you finished tonight. We saw drivers like Ray really trying to make a push midway through the race and ended up costing themselves a shot at the podium.
Yeah, and with Mick, I'm kind of curious what happened to that 21 car. Why he went so wide through the corner? It didn't look like he missed the entry or what happened there. I'm not sure, but went way wide through 3 and 4 and allowed both the 13 and 44 to pass him.
It's definitely interesting. We'll have to check a replay here soon. He may have just overheated his tires coming out of turn 2 and slid way high.
Absolutely, and why don't we just take a quick look here and see if we can find, I believe that will be it right here. See the 21, he just did not turn down and slowed. It's almost like he thought the race was over. Unfortunate turn of events there for Mick Olsen on a good run. But I do not believe that Tim Rourke has voice communication capabilities. So why don't we start with our second place finisher here? If it wants to drag him down for some reason, Logan Tackett there in second place. Logan, how was that race from your point of view?
Man, it was a long shot from Michael, but it was fun. I felt bad for a couple guys because I was in the way of Ray, and he was definitely faster than me. But luck of the draw with Mick and him battling it out, and kind of just got lucky there. Oh, absolutely. I mean, he tried it on me a couple times, and thankfully I just kind of kept hold of it. But like I said, I kind of feel bad because I knew he was faster. But racing's racing; you can't just let a guy by.
Want to just move up and out of their way. You want to make them earn the pass. And luckily, Ray has enough respect for his fellow racers that he didn't just straight up dump a guy for the move.
Yeah, man, and also I think I got into in the beginning of the race. It was Dale, I think, and I think I made him mad, and it was just an accident, man. Like I tried to hold that bottom line, and I think he was coming down at the same time. I just turned him around a little bit.
Yeah, from our point of view, it looks like you had a decent run off the corner there, and he tried to, I don't know if he tried to block the move or what, and yeah, you guys just made contact.
Yeah, I try to give everybody the same respect that I would want from them. So, I feel bad for him, but at the same time, I just kind of felt like he was coming down as I was going underneath. So it's just one of those racing incidents.
Hmm. Yeah, this race had two very distinct parts. The very first part of the race, there were a lot of cautions, and then it kind of mellowed out as we got toward the end. Do you think you were more competitive towards the beginning of the race, or did you think you had a shot towards the middle and end parts?
I definitely had a shot towards the middle of end parts of just kind of maintaining my position, but man, Michael's just too fast. He's been running some asphalt a little bit, and I'm trying to learn from him, and he's helped out a lot. So, um, like I said, thankfully I can maintain speed and just kind of keep distance from the guys battling for third back there, coming up to second.
Well, absolutely. You definitely put on a pretty solid show there. You, Ray, Mick, you had a pretty entertaining battle there in that latter half. Luckily, you were able to hold on and sneak a second place finish away from those folks. Anyone you want to thank for helping you out get there?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for putting this on and inviting Michael and I out this week. And then I want to thank Michael obviously for showing me how to do wraps and showing me how to run asphalt. And Ray, the respect he has, I want to thank him. And I want to thank my girlfriend for putting up with my loud, obnoxious racing noises. So that's pretty much it for me.
Alrighty, Logan. Well, congratulations on second place. You definitely put on a pretty solid show out there for the boys, and hopefully we can see some more of you going forward.
Absolutely, thank you guys.
Alrighty. Well, that was our second place finisher, Logan Tackett. Kind of gifted that second place because Dean Qualley pulled away, but the man of the hour right now, Michael Steele. We talked to you a few minutes ago there after that dirt race, but now we're talking to you from the top step of that podium. How you feel right now?
Yeah, that was a fun race. I got to mess with Logan a little bit there, kind of let him catch up, slowed down on the track, and let him catch up within a second, and had a little bit of fun with him. That makes my night, just messing with Logan.
Well, you two are something of teammates there, I do believe you said earlier.
Yeah, man, he's like my little brother. He's a good kid, and I love messing with him.
Well, you
You two have
definitely. Oh, go ahead, Hunter.
you two have made quite the impression tonight. You have started first and second with Logan getting the podium tonight. You were telling me earlier that you didn't really feel that comfortable with these cars. So tell me, after tonight, you starting to get back into the rhythm?
Um, so I mean, the thing that helps me is unfortunately anymore. I run a lot of short track stuff, having some friends that run cars tour stuff, and in North Carolina, and they've got me where I'm at least race a lot of asphalt, so felt comfortable just running this track and this track period alone. I've put a lot of laps at. Doesn't matter really what car it's at, so that helps to be comfortable. Um, yeah, I mean, I was trying to kind of bide my time and trying to not destroy my tires there, watching Dean behind me for a while, trying to just kind of pace at about half a second. And then out of nowhere, just looked up and he was gone. So that was unfortunate for him. I know that Nick said that I think they're having some weather up there. We're about to have some weather down here too, and Texas is going to be weird. So sucks for him. He was definitely, I feel like he was definitely going to run me down or have a chance to run me down. I was just trying to buy my time and hope that that didn't happen.
Yeah, well, that is a very scary sight seeing that number 17 car in your rear view mirror, especially on a long run, because those qualities, they know something about saving tires.
Yeah, I mean, none of them are terrible. That's where I've raced with Mick, Dean, all of them for back in the old EFRL days. I've raced with Mick and all of them for probably 4 years now, and it's raced with them so much. I know they're all fast. I know they're going to race clean and going to have some fun. So yeah, I was just definitely was looking forward to a battle. Hopefully with Dean. Unfortunately, it just didn't like I said. Unfortunately, it didn't get there.
No, unfortunately, we didn't see what happened to Dean. All of a sudden, he was just there, and then he was just gone. So it does almost seem like it was some instant connection loss issue. Unfortunate for him. He had a good run.
Yeah. Dean Jackson. Man, his daughter is really fast too. I've raced with his daughter also, and I just can't remember her name off the top of my head. But man, all of them are super quick, and always gotta watch out for them. They're all really smart. So I knew that he was behind me, so I was just trying to, like I said, just trying to bide my time and save my tires, and hopefully going to have something for him at the end. And unfortunately, just never got there. Uh, yeah, I wish that. Unfortunately, beside him, there wasn't much to really go with.
No, I'm sure we missed out on what was shaping up to be an amazing battle between the two of you, but at the end of the
Yeah,
night, you're the one that got lucky. You took home the W, becoming the fourth different winner in the Rusty Misfits Rookie Mini Stocks Asphalt Series. So, congratulations
yeah,
on that. And why don't you tell us who helped you get you there?
yeah. Well, first off, I got to give a shout out to Mick. I was going to tell you earlier. He probably about 15 laps to go. I mentioned about how dead these things are in the steering wheel, and Mick was like, "Hey, why don't you try to bump up your force feedback and see, since we can't really mess with the steering ratio or anything, and see if that helps." And about 15 laps to go, I bumped up my steering ratio, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, rolled a difference." So I wish I would have been smart enough to do that on the dirt race, but I'm glad that I know that for next week because that's going to help me for sure.
Oh, Hunter.
Yeah, I got to say that I am not. Unfortunately, this will be my only asphalt race that I will race. I'm not going to do that to them. They are very capable drivers, but I'm just yeah, I'm not going to race with them on asphalt anymore. I'll race next week and on dirt and see how it goes. See if I can beat Hunter. If not, I'll keep it going. If I do beat Hunter, then I may race one more to see if he can redeem himself, and then we're even. And yeah, call it fun on this little series.
Well, after that
Well,
battle that you and Hunter put on at the at Lanier there, I'm sure we're going to have a heck of a race at Houston's next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It was definitely, like I said earlier, it was definitely. I hated the fact that he was able to get to me, but it was fun to be able to race for it, and I'm looking forward to next week and everything. So yeah, yeah, it was fun night.
yeah, it's gonna be fun racing with you next Tuesday. Hey, you were saying earlier, Cusitz was more of a track that you favored. Would you be able to tell us why you like Cusitz more?
Um, I'm a bottom feeder kinda. That track, it seems like you can really run the bottom. The better you are at running the berm without hitting the berm, the faster it seems to be there. And I am a big fan of nothing impresses me more. It's cool to run the people watch people run the fence and all, but nothing impresses me more of people hugging the bottom, running their left front right around the tires or the fence or whatever, and not hitting it. And it just that's what I strive to do, and that's what I have fun doing. So yeah, that berm there, I just have fun of just being as close to it without not hitting it, and I just seem to be pretty good at it.
Alrighty, well, Michael, congratulations one more time here, winning the race at Hickory Motor Speedway. This is one of those bucket list tracks if you're a stock car racing fan, and you definitely took the win in style tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think this honestly is probably my first win of any sort at this track. I just luckily I've just like I said I've raced it enough that have a lot of laps here, but glad to finally get a win here and got to give it a shout out to like I said y'all for doing the broadcast. Hunter having fun racing earlier. Congrats again, good race. Mick, Dean doing everything they do at the leagues. Justin included. My wife, my baby girl for always supporting me. Logan, always a good teammate, help me out, do everything we can do to help each other out. Still graphics designs, JJR, Jaybird Construction. I forgot some already earlier, but I have a picture of my car in front of me. So Rise Bracelets, RDR, JBM, 51 Raceworks, PBR, NTS, JTT Motorsports. Yeah, everybody helps me out. Thank you.
Alrighty, once again, congratulations, Michael. That was a heck of a race up front. Looking forward to seeing what you can do with Hunter there alongside you next week at Housitz. I think it's going to be a very, very entertaining race to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Can't wait to we also race again tomorrow in Street Stock. So see Hunter, and I don't know if you race tomorrow, Tom, but if so, then I'll see y'all tomorrow.
No, I actually do not have that league, but maybe I should look into joining you boys.
Yeah, I mean it's dirt basically this format, but dirt street stocks, dirt asphalt street stocks afterwards. It's a dirt street stock field is definitely beefed it up in the last probably month. They've added a bunch of really fast guys. I was winning a bunch there, and they've added some guys, and now I can't even win. So but yeah, on the asphalt race, I'm actually trying to be like Hunter. I'm trying to go for my fourth win in a row in the asphalt series. So let's see if we can keep that going.
Alrighty. Well, Mick, we'll let you go here and wrap up the broadcast for this week. We look forward to seeing you next, and good luck.
I appreciate you. Have a good one.
Alrighty, Hunter. That's going to be the end of the broadcast for tonight. Great racing all around. What are your closing thoughts on tonight's event?
I think tonight was a very unique race. We had a lot of different racing styles, a lot of different strategies, and a few clashing philosophies that came about. We saw tempers flare, we saw a good amount of cautions, and just overall a really wild and unique race.
Absolutely, and I don't think we're going to end that streak going into next week. You know, we've already said that we're going to be racing Houston for the dirt race, and we're going to another legendary historic track next week for the asphalt. We're hitting up North Wilkesboro.
Oh, you mean I get to race next week?
I was going to say, I know for a fact that you have this track.
Yeah, I will be doing a charity event March 30th.
Awesome. So, anyways, Hunter, we're going to close the stream off here. Congratulations on your win earlier tonight. Looking forward to you, maybe holding off that bounty next week and maybe claiming it for yourself at the end of the season.
Oh, it's going to be very tough. Is not one of my strong suits, and Michael is a very solid racer.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tom Quiring. That is Hunter Wellman joining me tonight in the booth. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to all the Dirt Rusty Misfits Racing League for putting this event on for us to enjoy. Hopefully, we see you guys next week. It's going to be an exciting couple of races to watch. So, please come on and join us then. All right.
All right.